Alright, so while that starts, I'll just explain what I did this week. Let's get this out of the way. This week we did the terrains module. I created a new WO class that inherits from WO grid, ECEF elevation. And then that just has the new, and then basically everything in it is in the on create, which is getting the vertexes and indexes from the model that we use to create the parent, or the what would that be, the inherited object, the part of this object that was inherited from this class. We've got that. So we're getting the index list and the vertex list from the mesh that we use, or the model that we pushed into this, the elevation data. That's what I'm trying to say. Basically, just pretty much exactly copied this from the slides. Mainly, the things that I changed were I made some of the stuff be passed in and into the constructor, rather than be global, or already there in the class. Like, I couldn't just do like this physics. I had to pass in the physics. So there's that, and then in here we are creating. I built a couple helper functions. That way I could just reuse them later. So I have a function that initializes the physics engine, put it all in there. That way I can just grab, like, next time I use a physics, do a physics assignment, I can just grab this. This is for the sphere that I had before, so it's nothing. And then put this in the destructor, so I can just immediately destruct everything, or release everything at the end. Cooking, same thing, just built it so that we could use it again later. These are hard-coded right now. That's, I think, okay for what I'm doing. I got my own USGS data for Burr Oak, in a little bit north of Athens. Calculating all of the stuff to make it the correct position in the ECEF, like offsetted the local coordinates from the ECEF. And then here we're just creating that an instance of the object that I was showing you before, and skinning it, and then pushing it back. And I think that might be all we're doing here. Yeah, okay, and then here I will open this up and show you it. So let me speed that up. Most of the work I did for this was not programming work. It was like picking the images and trying to get them to fit properly. If I just used the Woodland Hills, it would have been like basically no work. But I had to, pardon me, I have a little bit of error, like a 30-foot error, just in the north and south direction, I think. Maybe a little bit in the east-west direction, like a touch, but I don't know, maybe not. It might just be in the north-south direction, and I think that's because I used GIMP to crop this image, and it wouldn't let me get more than I had to specify the position with a percentage. That's how I did it anyways. And it wouldn't let me specify it to more than, what is that, 4 significant figures. And I think I might just have picked the wrong amount, just a little bit off. So it's not exactly right, but you can tell just by looking at it, hopefully at least, that it is the correct imagery. It's just shifted a bit. I think it gets better as you go towards the north. I think it might have been, what might have happened is if you see up here, it's not quite so off. I might have just cut a bit too much off the bottom of the ortho imagery. So I'm missing that, I don't know, 30 feet worth of data at the bottom. And I could go and recrop it all, but that was a huge pain in the butt to do. So I'm not going to do that because it was I'm not super familiar with GIMP, and that's the image editing software I'm most familiar with. So if that gives you any context. But I did all the calculations for basically I got the coordinates of the latitude and longitude coordinates of the top, the bottom, the left, and the right for both the terrain and the texture, and just figured out what percentage off the top I needed to get rid of, what percentage off the side I needed to get rid of, so on and so forth. And here are the formulas for that. I think some of them might be the wrong signedness, but because it's a percentage, it was just it was a negative 11% instead of a positive 11%. So I think that still works. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the issue. But yeah, so it was it didn't want to let me go past right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it wouldn't let me go past 36.89, but there were still a couple more digits in that, and this one wouldn't let me go past 31.9. So that might be enough to have thrown off the cropping. So yeah, and then this was actually kind of handy. It was how much of the original terrain or the original texture that was used for the terrain, the height and the width. And yeah, so it covered. This isn't to scale. It was more rectangular than this, but it covered a total of 6 different images. So that was a huge annoyance. And now I have to put the cube in the world to show you that. So I'm going to do that really quick and find a good way to pause it before it moves. Okay, after a little bit of time, I got the physics part of this working. Well, it was working. I got the cube in, and the gravity going the right direction. The physics wasn't a huge issue. So let me just run this. All right. Sorry, I forgot to wait until I had it running before I open it up. So same terrain as before, and then I have it set to start the physics on a key press. So and also pause it on key press, which is nice. But yeah, so Mondo cube coming in on little tiny houses. And there you go, rolling around. The static friction must be high enough to keep it from sliding down, because Otherwise, I would expect it to be like slipping into the middle. But yeah, that is that. And